friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing tonight? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. I'm here with a final flip through or finished flip through of this traveler's notebook, and this was the project I did for Creative Hearts for V. She's got Creative Hearts Facebook group on Facebook, and so we are swap partners, and it's a little project that she has on her Facebook group called a glue test. It's kind of like, to me it was like a challenge to use glue instead of sewing in here, and so I tried to follow the rules, so hopefully I did it right, V, if you watch this. But we were to make a signature, but I turned my signature into a traveler's notebook, and then we were to make a note, and V described it as put a little post-it note on each page and tell about what glue you used on that page. But I found that rather difficult, so I made notes separately, and I still have to finish because I found that also difficult to be working on the journal and then stop and make notes on the glue. So I'm planning to go back through and finish my notes, but anyway, I will try to describe a little bit about the glues that I used, but I'm not going to tell you every single glue, but I will tell you. Let me just get started. I had a bunch of this. This is from a red bandana, and these are scraps from when I made some face masks with with bandanas, and one of them was red. So anyway, I had some scraps and used some of the scraps because it went so well with this journal. And so let me just untie this and we'll get started with the flip through. But I will tell you about the cover, and I will tell you and remind you that the name of the group is Creative Hearts. So I kind of found myself using a lot of hearts on here. Like this cover here is made from cardstock, and it has, you know, the basic background is craft colored, and then it has these little red kind of glittery bits, but there's a lot of hearts on here. If you can see right here, there's hearts, and you know, there's just some hearts on here. So throughout you'll see a kind of heart, kind of a little bit of a heart theme. So I thought V might like that because her group is called Creative Hearts. So on the front cover, I started off with it like this, and I didn't really plan to put anything on the cover, and I was like, well, it needs something, right? So I decided to, you know, since we're experimenting and testing glues, I used 3 layers of things here. Like here's fabric, here's burlap, and I actually cut this little girl out from a card that I had, super cute, and added some buttons. But the card is sewn onto the fabric, and then everything is glued down to the cover, and the buttons are also glued on. So I have already made notes about that for V, which glues I used on the covers and things like that. I used wax cord to bind, which you saw in my previous video where I started this project. So let's just get started on the inside here. I've got a flap here where something can be tucked in. Okay, and then, so everything's glued. The only thing that's sewn in here is maybe I put some ephemera here that I had in my stash that was already sewn, but I tried to stay with the glue since this is a glue test challenge. So here's just a little decoration here I wanted to put because this was so plain. I put this decoration here, and it's also stayed with a lot of reds because of the red on the cover. And then I put a little tuck spot right here. You can see just this little circle right here is a tuck spot. And then this is a little tag I put in here, and some more of that. See, I've got a bunch of that. Well, I've still got some more pieces over here of this red bandana, but they make cute little, I just tore some thin strips to use in some little tags in here. So that came out, it came in handy and came out really cute. So I just used kind of random papers in here, and then decided how I was going to decorate and put in pockets and fold ins and things like that, fold outs. So this is coffee dyed lace paper that I had left from my design team project with Studio 28E. This is just a little journaling card that I put on here. it's of course glued on, and that's coffee dyed on the back. And then, you know, just I've been doing this lately, just adding things onto the fold outs. I just like that, so I've been doing that. I added, these are two little, I had a little scrap of this polka dotted, red polka dotted with white polka dots paper sitting here, and so I just punched out two little flowers and put them there on this coffee dyed music paper. Made two tags from some cutoffs here. This is lace. This white lace I thought went really well with the lace you see on this cardstock. And then this is a little flip up here and tuck spot here. I tried to glue something on every page since this was all about glue, so I could describe to you know, what glue I use on every page. So just about every page probably has something glued onto it. So here's a pocket. This was a flip up, but of course I glued it together. And also there's a little decoration here. And then this was from my stash, just a little journaling card that I had. And there are some bright colors in here, so I went ahead and put a few little bright colors. I don't think I did really any distressing in here, unless something was already distressed before I decided to put it in here. This is just a little tag I made with some things I had sitting around. We made this little lady tag together the other night when I started this journal. And, you know, here's this was a little piece from this fabric here that I had sitting here, so I used it for the like ribbon on top. Put a little word there. This wax tag was already on here, and if you remember, if you saw that video, I cut her to fit around the wax tag, and she looks like, you know, it's like which came first, the lady or the wax tag, and the wax tag was actually on there first, so I thought that was pretty interesting. And this was another little piece that we cut out the other night, and we put that right there on this. This is avocado dyed paper. And another little fold out with a journaling card. This is I've got strings here coming off things. So this is some Tim Holtz tissue paper that I put on. This was a junk mail envelope, and you would never know. It's so pretty with that on there, right? So, and then I had coffee dyed it, and on this side, in order to stay with the glue theme, I glued on a piece of, this is kind of like, it looks like tatting to me. I don't know if it really is, because I'm not a tatting expert, but it looks like tatting, so I glued that on with sometimes I use art glitter glue to glue down lace and things like tatting and things, and it does work for me usually. But I had used so much art glitter glue in here. It's just like, it's been my favorite glue lately. Just been using mostly art glitter glue, but in the interest of using a different glue, I used Fabri-Tac on that one. So another little like flip out here with a guest check, and I've got a little sticker on here that looks like a banner. It just says "Love This Day" on there. So cute. And this is avocado dyed composition book paper here. And I just had some scraps sitting here, and I used them right here. Just a piece of that Tim Holtz paper, or tissue paper, and a piece of piano roll scrap right there. So I thought those looked pretty right there. Pocket here with a little sticker, kind of, I have this sheet of stickers that I was using a little bit in here from a paper pad, so I used a few of those, and that's one of these right here. It says "Lovely Weather." And then I did use a few pieces of piano roll paper in here, so I used it, I think, did I use it in my I think I used some in my ledger journal, and I used some in here. I was just having fun with that. So I just had some piece that Maria sent me. So this was a middle piece where it had this like label right here. I thought it was so pretty. And then it had this on here already too. So I just thought that looked so neat. So I put it right here on this book page, which has a napkin glued down on this side. And this we were supposed to use 5 glues. So I used 2 different kinds of glue stick, which one was a regular washable, you know, school glue. And this one was, use this one, the Craft Bond, Elmer's Craft Bond. And I used art glitter glue, Fabri-Tac, and this new little one I got. I think I actually bought the wrong one, but I did use it in here and it worked very well for me. This little glue, it's called liquid adhesive. It's a white glue and it's from Dollar Tree. So that's the 5 glues I used in here for the challenge of using 5 different glues. Here I just, this was a little printout that I printed out, I think this week or last week, and they look like cigarette cards to me. So I don't know if that's what they were, but I thought they were so pretty and I put one right there. So, and this is a fold out. This is a library catalog card, put right there. This is just a little piece I had in my stash and I just glued it down here. It's a little flip up secret journaling spot on this music paper. Pocket here with just some, these I had in my stash, like this one was sewn. And so, you know, I had that in my stash. I needed to fill a pocket here with some fun stuff. So I looked around in my stash for a little bit of things, you know, might as well use some of the stuff that I have, right? That's what it's for. Book page here, avocado dye paper. And this is the center. So here I used 2 of Crafty Emily's beautiful tags. And as little, you know, like tabs on the fold outs here. And then I glued Creative Hearts. I glued a heart doily here in the middle of the signature. And it was kind of an afterthought as far as, like, it was the last, literally the last thing I put in here. I was trying to figure out where to put it. And I was like, well, you know, can I slip it under the string? I was like, well, hello, you can cut it in half. So I just cut it in half and glued, you know, half on each side here to make a pretty middle for V and her Creative Heart Facebook group theme. So, and then we're on the back half here. So that was the book page, the music, and there's a pocket, a couple little, this was a cutoff, and I just put a little sticker on there. This was in my stash. And let's see what else. Here's a belly band. I glued this on with Fabri-Tac, so I put a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there, and just glued this pretty piece of lace here as a belly band. I had this envelope in my stash, so I just hung it right there. And then there's a little picture. You know, I get the pictures from books and things and make little, I kind of mat them and make little journaling cards, so that I put there as a little tab. And then here's a pocket here. This was a piece of ephemera from my stash. And another, this was a note paper from my stash, and just glued that on there. And here we have a belly band. There was some more of that cardstock that, and it had the red on it, so I wanted to use that. Another little piece of, this was a book page that I decorated here. Decorated it on this side, and then glued paper on this side as a writing space. So it could be glued together as an envelope if somebody wanted to. So just put there for, you know, whatever V wants to use it for, and hung it on that belly band. And then this is the end of the piano roll. This is probably my favorite thing in here, where you have the little metal ring that's like a tab. And so I cut that off to fit here. I kind of had to round these corners a little bit, but that's a little flip up of this page just to show you. And there was this little label on here too, and I just thought that was just the coolest thing ever that I've ever seen. You know, I haven't ever worked with piano roll paper, so that was a lot of fun for me. This is the music paper again with a pocket here that I decorated with 2 other more scraps. The piano roll paper there and some Tim Holtz tissue paper there. This is a heart tag for V's Creative Hearts. And then a journaling tag. This was another one with the little lady that we used on the other tag. This was a cutoff from a paper, or from that paper pack was actually cardstock. So this was a cutoff from that I made into a journaling card to match that other little lady we put on the tag. And this is a little tiny tag. This was actually from that sticker paper that I showed you just a minute ago. And some of them were tags, so I actually, instead of using them as stickers, I glued them onto coffee dyed paper and then cut them out so they could be, you know, you could write on the back if you wanted to, or just use it as a tag. I just wanted to make it so it wasn't sticky, so it could be a tag, you know, so I didn't have to stick it down somewhere. So, and then on the back of here, more lace that's glued on with fabric tack. That's just really beautiful lace. I don't know. I think that's lace. I don't think that's tatting, but very beautiful. It almost looks like tatting because it's so kind of intricate there. And then another beautiful tag from Crafty Emily, and that is a flip out here on this lace dyed, coffee dyed paper. A flip up here, another cute tag from a cutoff, and I just love this paper, this cardstock with the lace and the red decoration on it. We're at the back where we have another tuck spot here, and I just made a little decoration here. Life is a picnic. And just a red, you know, staying with the red theme and the pretty theme that I think I had going there. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope V will like it. And we'll do our little swap, and I'll, you know, be back with you later on what happens with that and with my next project. So thanks for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Happy crafting.